Hello everybody, hello grade 4, how are you? I hope you are fine. Okay, our lesson for today called what? Called polygons. Actually, this is the second lesson in unit 2 and it's called what? Polygons. We already studied the polygons in grade 2. Who can remember what is the meaning of the polygons? Polygon is any closed shape consists of 3 line segments or more. Consists of what? 3 line segments or more. So polygons is any closed shape consists of what? Consists of 3 line segments or more. And in polygons, the number of sides equal the number of vertices equal the number of angles. So in these shapes, in any polygon, the number of angles equals the number of sides equals the number of vertices. Let's see the types of polygons. Here we have some types, but first the definition of polygons. As we said, polygons, any closed shape consists of 3 line segments or more. Okay, and you have to know that the number of sides equal number of vertices equal number of angles. So the first polygon, triangle. What? Triangle. Triangle consists of how many vertices? Consists of 3 vertices. The vertices are the corners here. This and this and this. These are what? These are the vertices. Okay, so it consists of 3 vertices, 3 sides, this side and this side and this side. So we have 3 sides and 3 angles. Here angle and here angle and here angle. So in this polygon we have what? 3 sides, 3 angles, 3 vertices. So the triangle consists of what? 3 sides or 3 angles or 3 vertices. This is the first polygon. Second polygon, quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means what? Means the polygon which has 4 sides. Which has how many sides? 4 sides. And we have many types for the quadrilateral polygons, and we will study it well, and we will know the property of each quadrilateral shape. So the quadrilaterals, the shapes or the polygons which consist of what? 4 sides. The polygon which consists of 4 sides called what? Called quadrilateral. Here side, 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 side. So here we have 4 sides, 4 vertices, 4 angles. When we have 5 sides, it's called pentagon. Called what? Pentagon. So pentagon means for 5 sides, 5 sides, yes, 5 vertices, 5 angles. Hexagon. Hexagon means what? 6 sides, 6 vertices, 6 angles. Heptagon. Heptagon means 7 sides, 7 angles, 7 vertices. Octagon. Octagon consists of what? Of 8 angles, 8 vertices, 8 sides. So 3 triangle, 4 quadrilateral, 5 pentagon, 6 hexagon, 7 heptagon, 8 octagon. So we have what? We have here 6 types. Triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon. Let's see the property of some shape or some polygons which has 4 sides. It's called what? It's called quadrilateral. We have some quadrilateral shapes, and we will study the property of each one. First we will study the rectangle, and then rhombus and square. Okay, here we have 4 sides, 4 sides, 4 sides. So all of them are what? Are quadrilateral shapes. Are what? Quadrilateral shapes. Why? Because they are consist of 4 sides. But now we will study the property of each shape or each polygon. The first polygon, rectangle. Actually here in rectangle, what? If you look, you will find each two opposite sides are what? Are parallel and equal in length. So this parallel with this and equal in length, and this parallel with this and equal in length. So here in rectangle, each two opposite sides are parallel and equal in length, and the angles of the rectangles, the four angles are what? Are right angles. The four angles are what? Right angles. What about the diagonals? These are the diagonals, this diagonal and this diagonal. The diagonals here are equal in length and bisect each other. Bisect here in this point, okay? So the diagonals of the rectangle are equal in length and bisect each other. This is the property of the rectangle. I know it's a lot of information, but you have to keep it well, because in the exam he will ask you about this property, okay? The property of rectangle, of square, of rhombus, of trapezium, of parallelogram. So the second shape here, or the second polygon, is what? Rhombus. If you look here, you will find what? This shape, this side parallel to this side, and what? And equal in length. And this side are what? Are parallel with this side and equal in length. So here what? Each two opposite sides also are parallel and equal in length. Actually here, all sides are equal in length. So this are equal in length with this and with this. All of them have the same side, like square. All sides of square are equal, and all sides of rhombus are equal in length. So this equals this, equals this, equals this. I'm sorry for this. So all of them, all of sides are what? Are equal in length. What about the diagonals? The diagonals here are bisect each other. It's perpendicular to each other, perpendicular. So the diagonals here perpendicular, but the diagonals here are what? Bisect each other. So in rhombus, all sides are equal in length, and each two opposite sides are what? Are parallel. So this parallel with this, and this parallel with this. What about square? Also in a square, each two opposite sides are parallel. So this parallel with this, and this parallel with this, and all sides are equal in length. This side equal this side, equal this side, equal this side. So in rhombus and square, both of them, the sides are equal in length. The sides are what? Equal in length. Here, what about the diagonals? Also, the diagonals in both of them are what? Are perpendicular. So the diagonals here perpendicular, and the diagonals here are perpendicular. But the diagonals of a square, what? Equal in length too. Perpendicular and equal in length. Here the diagonals are equal in length, but it's bisect each other, not perpendicular. So where the diagonals are perpendicular, the diagonals perpendicular in rhombus and square only. Where the diagonals are equal in length, the diagonals equal in length in a square and rectangle. It's a lot of information, and maybe it's confuse you, but please concentrate and keep it well. We will see the next shape. It's trapezium. Here we have a trapezium. In this trapezium, actually, you have to know only one thing. We have only here two sides are parallel. Two sides are what? Parallel and not equal in length. This side not equal this side in length. That's it. This is the only information about the trapezium. So in this trapezium, you have to know that we have only two sides are what? Two opposite sides are parallel. That's it. So only two opposite sides are parallel and not equal in length. What about the parallelogram? In parallelogram, each two sides are what? Each two opposite sides are equal in length and parallel. Here, this parallel with this and equal in length. And this side parallel with this side and equal in length too. What about the diagonals? The diagonals here bisect each other. So each two opposite sides are parallel and equal in length. And the diagonals, it must be like this. The diagonals here what? Bisect each other. That's it. So what about here? No, you have to know only this information. The trapezium only what? The trapezium only two opposite sides are parallel and not equal in length. But about the parallelogram, you have to know that each two opposite sides are parallel and equal in length, and the diagonals bisect each other. Now we have this table. This table will explain what the property of each polygon. All of them are what? Are quadrilateral shapes or quadrilateral polygons. Here, square, rectangle, parallelogram, rhombus, trapezium. Here, in square, it's all sides are equal in length, and each two opposite sides are what? Are parallel. So this equals this, equals this is equal this. The sides what? Are equal in length, and this parallel with this, and this parallel with this. That's it. What about the diagonals? The diagonals here perpendicular and what? And equal in length. So the diagonals here perpendicular and equal in length. What about the angles? All of angles here is what? Is 90 degree. All of angles is what? Is 90 degree. Also the rectangle. All of angles are what? Are 90 degree or right angles. So here the four angles are right angles, and here the four angles are right angles. So in rectangle, each two opposite sides are parallel and equal in length. So this side parallel with this side and equal in length, and this side parallel with this side and equal in length. What about the diagonals? The diagonals here bisect each other and also equal in length. So the diagonals here equal in length and here equal in length. Here perpendicular, here not. Here only bisect each other. What about the parallelogram? Parallelogram, each two opposite sides are parallel and equal in length. So this parallel with this and equal in length. This parallel with this and equal in length. What about the diagonals? The diagonals here bisect each other. Here rhombus. In rhombus, all sides are equal in length. This equals this, equals this, equals this, like square. And the diagonals is what? The diagonals is perpendicular, but not equal in length. So the diagonal is what? Is perpendicular here. What about the trapezium? The trapezium, only two opposite sides are parallel. This parallel with this and not equal in length. That's all information about the quadrilateral polygons. Now we have an exercise complete. The first one here. The polygon which has four sides called what? Four sides. We said three sides triangle. Four sides is what? Quadrilateral. So it's called what? Called quadrilateral. Okay? You have to keep it well. Quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. The next one. The polygon which has five angles called what? Here we give it five angles, mean five, the same thing, five vertices or five sides. So because the number of vertices equals the number of angles equal the number of sides. So the polygon which has five angles called what? Called pentagon. Called what? Pentagon. You have to keep the names of the polygons well. You have to keep triangle, quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon. Okay? The next one. The polygon which has 8 vertices called what? Also 8 vertices mean each side is the same thing. Called what? Called octagon. The next one. The heptagon is a polygon has what? Heptagon. Who can remember heptagon? Polygon has how many sides? Excellent. 7 sides. So the heptagon is polygon which has how many sides? 7 sides. Let's see the next one. Here we have what? The quadrilateral, in which the 4 angles or right angles are what? We said before, we have 2 shapes, both of them have what? 4 right angles. Who can remember what and what? The polygons which has 4 right angles? Yes, I can remember now. It's square and what? Square and rectangle. Both of them has 4 right angles. The next one. So you have to keep the property well of each polygon. Now, the polygon which has no diagonals, called what? Actually, the triangle. The triangle is the polygon which has no diagonals. Let's see the next one. Okay. Here we have the polygon in which only 2 opposite sides are parallel. Is what? We said only we have polygon which has only 2 opposite sides are parallel and not equal in length. It's called what? It's called trapezium. That's it. Let's see another type of question. It's joined, so easy actually. Here we have some shapes, okay, or some polygons. And here's the name of each one. You have to join the name with the correct polygon. First one is square. Who can see where is the square? Let's see. The first one called what? This is called the trapezium. The second polygon here is what? Is parallelogram. The third one, square. What about the fourth one? Rhombus. The last one is called what? Triangle. So easy actually. Here. So square, where is the square? Squares. Here, the square. What about trapezium? The first one. What about parallelogram? Here. So now we have only 2 shapes or 2 polygons. Triangle. So easy. And rhombus, that's it. The important thing in this lesson, you have to keep the property of the quadrilateral shape well. The property of each shape, the property of square, rectangle, rhombus, trapezium, and parallelogram. I hope you enjoy, and if you need anything or ask about something, please write it in a comment. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.